How would the platform pick up one video and make it viral?
To go viral, for me, it's a simple equation,
The average time for a hook,
like around seconds. It's also about how we're delivering the message in a video.
if everyone is able to create certain content, how do you ensure that you'll get the engagement?
They are using AI to create content. Not all of them are really working on the strategy. Digital marketing is evolving very fast. Now socials are dominating digital world.
Instagram has its own niche, TikTok, LinkedIn, X, YouTube has its own niche.
Exactly. And the audience, they are using the platform in a different way. Their expectations are different.
Gen Z, for example, doesn't use Google. In terms of the Google ads and the SEO, how is this turning out?
SEO is the highest source of traffic to the website, potential traffic.
95% of the businesses actually fail. They don't know how to market, and this is one of the most important things.
There is a gap, but sometimes it's a bit too late. Not all businesses, they spend on analysis. I believe in 10 years, 80% of the marketing will be predictive. There are some tools that can help you predict what are the trends for the upcoming period.
4 AI tools that any content creator must use today.
People think that AI is an app. AI is not an app.
Good morning, Elie.
Hello.
Thank you for joining me this morning.
Thank you for the invitation. My pleasure.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. So about 25 years ago, Google took the world by a storm. It brought in the concept of digital marketing, the ads through Google, and it actually changed the entire scene for the businesses, how they traditionally marketed themselves. And after the Google, they started getting online inquiries, and businesses grew from that. Now we are at a very, very interesting juncture again, the age of AI. And of course, we have socials in between. Today, we want to learn from you how we can better prepare ourselves for the upcoming years because of the introduction of AI, and how we can help people and brands grow to 10x levels
definitely.
and beyond.
Definitely.
Okay, well, what's your take on the AI at the moment?
Well, you said it all. So digital marketing is evolving very, very, very fast. From Google, now we had maybe 13 years ago, Facebook, Twitter, then Instagram, just the photo app that no one was using, just to share some personal photos. Now socials are dominating the digital world and AI. We're going to talk a lot about AI, I believe. So definitely it's a must. It's not like an option anymore. It's not like something that people might be interested to use. It is a must, like for individuals and businesses.
Well, there are 2 things that come to my mind when I look at the AI. It can help us generate content, whether in the form of text or video, or collect thoughts, of course. But the other side of the coin is the attention, the engagement with the audience. That is something that AI is not able to pick up at the moment. Let's talk about how AI is currently helping the content creators and the brands, in general, in terms of creating the content, which is a huge part of the digital marketing scene at the moment.
Look, AI is a huge space. Most marketers, content creators, they are using AI to create content. But AI can do much more beyond this, can help you with a strategy, can help you identify and identify the goals and personalize your content to reach really the right people with the right message and to achieve your goal, So now creators, most of them, they are using AI to create content like images, videos, maybe scripts for videos, for socials. But not all of them are really working on the strategy, and that's the gap. While AI can help with this, so with the AI tools, we have so many tools that can work with strategy, with analysis, predictive analysis. Some tools, they can just tell you that if you're gonna get sales in the future month or not, So it is really detailed. That's why people should be aware of what is AI exactly and how they can make the most of it.
So when it comes to the content creation, of course, you can give a prompt to,
Yeah.
let's say, ChatGPT and get the content out. But I guess everyone has access to ChatGPT at the moment, and everyone has that level playing field. If everyone is able to create certain content, how would the audience be
Yeah.
able to distinguish between the content created by different people?
Exactly. Here comes the human touch, you know. So if everyone is using a ChatGPT, everyone is using Gemini, Copilot, and all the writing tools. So if you are all using them the same, the content will be very similar. And imagine like it happened that I saw a video, like two separate companies talking like the same script in a video, you know. So because they are using AI, so that's why we need to add the human touch. We need to give and feed AI with more information. So, yes, the prompt can be, for example, create a video. And in this video, I want to talk about the podcast, okay? How to grow a business. While I can
Hmm.
create another prompt talking more about the podcast, what's the target audience, what the education behind the podcast that I want to do, the main target audience, and the main goal. And then I can describe the topic. So AI will give you a huge, like, a big difference with the output. You know, that's the difference. So we need to really feed AI and know how to use it.
And
Yeah.
the example that you've quoted is very interesting. That two companies had the same content.
Yeah,
that's
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 hilarious.
quite interesting, actually.
Yeah.
Now that shows me that you could actually go horribly wrong if you're just not being creative yourself to start with. I mean, AI can give you the content, and AI content is essentially a combination of many things that are fed to the algorithm, right?
Yeah.
It's not intuitive, if I understand it correctly, right?
It's a big source of data
Yeah,
that can analyze and give
correct,
you the
correct.
output. Yeah.
It doesn't have that sixth sense that humans have, right?
Yeah.
It can give you a combination of many things and can create things for you, make them concise, make them easy to deliver at the end of
Yeah,
the day. But
exactly.
what really can help and should help is the prompts, the education that you need to actually engage with the AI. That's very important.
True. So
Mm.
lately, everyone is talking about the hook in the video, how to start
Yeah.
the video, let's say, to catch people's attention and to
Mm.
watch the video. So imagine if you just go into AI, ask AI to create a video, but start with the hook. And the purpose of the hook is to not only to catch attention, because you can catch the attention in so many ways, but also how to deliver the main message and have it like show it in a more interesting way in this hook.
Yeah.
So if you try it, you can see the difference in the results that AI can
Yeah, we've
generate.
tried. I mean, we have tried different ways of asking the AI to give us the hooks, and we've tried different hooks as well. But at the end of the day, I mean, what we felt is that even if those hooks are interesting enough, it doesn't guarantee that you'll get the engagement there.
True.
And the element of virality has its own dynamics, right?
Yeah.
That is something that I am very keen to understand.
Yeah.
You have the AI, you have the best of the support, it has the knowledge base, it gives you everything, but it doesn't give you any guarantee that you'll get the engagement. How do you ensure that?
Yeah. Look, there's something important that sometimes you forget, that we're creating the content to other people, to humans, you know?
Yeah.
So we really need to go back to the strategy, think about what's the purpose of this video or the content, how the audience should feel about it, what can we expect as results, or what do we want to expect as results, and work accordingly. Because if we're just creating content, really it's easy, but to engage, we need to add some emotions, the value of what we're saying, not just polish the content in a way, you know. So definitely you want something attractive. But now imagine, like, I scroll on social media, I see those videos, the hooks, everyone is working on the hook. They hear a tip from, let's say, some content creators, they just apply it, but it's really a lot and it's crowded, you know. So
It is.
yeah.
It is crazy crowded. It's
Yeah,
absolutely
so
full of information, and it's mind-boggling. I mean, everyone is working on a hook now.
yeah,
The
exactly.
hooks, some of them stand out, and what I'm trying to understand is the virality element. Of course, I mean, like, if you take 2 or 3 videos as an example, all of them are created by the content given by the AI. They have this strength in them. The hooks are there. How would the platform pick up one video and make it viral?
Based definitely on the engagement.
Hmm.
So whenever you're getting engagement on a video, so let's say a small portion of the audience, they saw the video, they shared it, they engaged with it. So this video now has more potential to go viral. So the algorithms starts to pick your video and show it to more people, and more people are engaging, and this is how it grows. You know. So for me, it's a simple equation that maybe it's the key to really answer what's in people's mind. You know, so to really answer their needs, their questions. So when they want to hear something, let's say for a service company, we need to tackle their needs. We need to educate them indirectly why they need this. You know,
Yeah.
even the products. When it comes to to go viral, we need to show them some interesting content or topics that maybe now it's interesting for them. So they can engage with the video, they can share it, they can watch it. Even the average time, how much time people are watching the video, can have a big impact on going viral. You know, so that's why it's not only about the hook. So it's also about how we're delivering the message in a video, so people can still watch the video, not just the first seconds of the video.
It's the actual delivery that
Yeah.
that performs or that doesn't perform at the end of the day. That's very important, and it's the actual engagement that helps the video go viral.
True.
In situations. You know, that's very interesting. I mean, the latest example of viral video in Dubai would be Dubai chocolate, I guess. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, it's a big example, as you mentioned. For me, I shared the video talking about Dubai chocolate, about the marketing strategy last year, and why Dubai chocolate went viral. Even I was impressed. Like my video is more targeting creators, people interested in marketing strategy, and still I got thousands of followers from this video. You know, because I also shared how people felt about Dubai chocolate, how they tried it, how they shared their experience. You know, so for me, Dubai chocolate was mostly about sharing the experience of the chocolate. So you don't need just to try the taste; it's more like to feel it. You know, so that's what made the video to go viral, or let's say the first video of the creator, and then went to creators mostly. And the more creators that are trying the chocolate, the more people are being reached with the content. It's a great success story.
It's a cycle that was created by a series of videos, of
Yeah.
course. So if you compare the virality of a video like Dubai Chocolates video versus the campaigns by brands that are run across the globe, for example, we'll talk about Dubai in this case. There are many brands who are spending heavily on the Sheikh Zayed Road, for example.
Yeah.
They sort of have billboards and they have radio campaigns and all that. They have a different fundamental, I guess. They're attracting different masses. They have a long-term strategy, but things that actually go viral, do they hold any value long-term?
Yeah. Look, yes, for sure, but it depends how we are going viral and if this is serving the brand or not.
Yeah.
So if we just created a video, like a random video, fun fact, I don't know, any tip, maybe talking about some recent situation, we can go viral, but this will not serve the brand long term, you know? So it depends on the topic and the content of the video.
Right.
So those who are advertising offline, it's fine. This is marketing as well. So a good marketing is not only digital. So still traditional. People love to see some billboards. Like those who are stuck in traffic, they are also listening to radio ads. It's fine, but the most importantly to link it with everything that being done online. You know, so we have this 360 marketing campaign connecting traditional media with really digital marketing. This will be even more powerful. You know, so digital marketing is easier, if you can say, because the reach can be faster. You can just create something fast and launch it. So you're not just going and coordinating to, for the printing and to go live with some traditional ads. But still, we need to set some strategies, real strategies, to really make it work. Because even working with influencers, also this needs like a strategy, So it's just like doesn't happen like you deal with the influencer and suddenly you will go viral, you know. So picking the influencer is a strategy for its own, you know. So we need to pick the right influencers, what they are sharing in the video, how if they are really reflecting the brand image or not. This is important.
Do you believe in having videos done by influencers?
Yes, why not? If the influencer is reflecting the brand image, you know. So sometimes I see influencers talking about the brand or maybe, you know, like collaborating together on some sort of content. But sometimes the influencer, the background of the influencer, or maybe the way they are presenting the video, maybe it doesn't suit the brand, but they can succeed for other brands, you know. So this is important for the influencer to know this, and also for the brand to really know how to collaborate, what kind of strategies they need to think of in order to proceed with their campaigns.
But I guess it's a very short-term approach in terms of having an influencer engaged for your marketing strategy. What I normally look at is you got to be thinking long-term and creating content yourself and resonating with the audience. Maybe you can do a collaboration with an influencer and get some content out there. But in terms of the long-term approach, you yourself as a brand, whether you are a corporate brand or a personal brand, you got to be working on your own content.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
Yeah, yeah.
So collaboration could be the way forward with the influencers.
Yeah, collaboration can help build more trust, gives more credibility, but for sure it doesn't replace what the brand can do. So those brands who are investing in collaborations, working with influencers, they cannot avoid, you know, working on the content, or let's say decide, because some of them they are deciding to go with influencers with really like user generated content, and just like instead of creating content, doing some ads. But for me, influencer can be a push, definitely. It can boost the credibility, the image, you know, sometimes the awareness and the reach. But after that,
how are you going to sustain? Because if you don't have videos following up afterwards, then you know that campaign would go to waste essentially. I mean, it's just a spike that you got. Nothing is going to happen after that.
And the videos should be valuable videos. Continue talking about the brand, about the solutions, the impact, you know, not just like regular content, some videos, images, just to be active.
Correct. So one thing that I'm connecting here is that, you know, the type of content, if it is educational, informative, and it's something that is giving some tips to people, it resonates better with the audience rather than, you know, just being salesy in your approach, right?
Sure, definitely. This can be like, we call it the top of the funnel, when you attract people by showing them why they need something, you know. But tips don't work for all businesses. So if we talk about software companies, B2B, like development companies, so if they want to share some tips, it's not always doable for them, especially the heavy services. So in their case, educational content is when we create content showing the gap in the market and showing the need, why you need this. Maybe they can show us that now you're working on these solutions to create content, while now you can create, let's say, a video in a minute when you do 1, 2, 3. Maybe they have an AI solution for this, you know? So this is educational content. So it's not only tips, but more about educating people on their needs and showing them, making them aware that they might need this service.
Yeah, so this is the point of view of a content creator, that this is what the audience is expecting in terms of the education or the tips or, you know, or any valuable content. But what do the audience want?
Yeah, that's the question. That's the important question. We really need to know, and we should know what the audience wants, because the content is for the audience.
Correct.
You know? So there are some tools, I've shared some videos about them. They can help you know exactly what people search for on Google, what they search on Instagram, you know, what they really want, what they ask, let's say, on Google. So this is important. And based on that, you start creating your content strategy to answer those questions. You know? So when you answer those questions in an engaging way, using a hook and all these, you know, the advancements that we see now, then this video can really reach the right people. You know, so That's important, and that's the key.
This is where I think a lot of businesses and people, when it comes to personal branding, are struggling. It's an ongoing exercise and education. Understanding your audience. What are they looking for?
Yeah,
What do they want to hear or watch? If you're not giving them what they're looking for, then it's just going to be a waste of time.
It's very true, and it is now a challenge for personal brands, for creators, and also for companies, because sometimes you feel like you did great this month, and like in a few weeks, you can feel that what you've done already, maybe it's a bit outdated, because really the world is moving fast. And this is affecting all industries. It's not only for, marketing agencies or let's say retail or e-commerces, like all brands should adapt.
Exactly. In your example, I mean, when I asked you just before the recording, I had asked you a question about your own profile, that you are shooting your content in Arabic.
Yeah.
And I got a very, very interesting insight. You mentioned that, after some time, you were shooting the videos in English and Arabic. After some time, you actually came to a point where you understood that your audience wanted you to speak in Arabic.
Exactly. Because I'm speaking the audience language, so it's more, closer to the audience, especially if you have a big percentage of this audience wants this, So this is a learning journey, and here comes the data. So we need to understand data so we can adapt accordingly. And this is how like brands grow.
Before we move on, I have one simple question for you. Are you ready to take on and start your 10x journey? If yes, hit that subscribe button now. Because in every episode, we're diving deeper and deeper into mindset shifts, success strategies, and real stories to help you think bigger and grow faster. Are you in? If yes, subscribe now and let's take this journey together. So, what was the change in your own profile? What kind of a difference did you see after you shifted to Arabic completely?
Look, definitely the engagement, you can feel the difference. But for me, I shoot in English and Arabic, and I used to do this because I have clients, audiences for both English and Arabic, So still now, I still work with English speakers, and we do trainings for English speakers and everything. But for social media, let's say this is how we do the strategy, So on LinkedIn, for example, I share like English content, On Instagram, it's more Arabic because I look at the insights and I see that maybe more than big percentage they are Arabic speakers, So this is how we should adapt, and I adjusted the strategy accordingly. And this can affect the.
That's an interesting insight. I mean, understanding the nuances of the platforms is a big one here.
Yeah.
I mean, you've been very, very smart doing the content in English and on LinkedIn, and then Instagram in Arabic. What about the other platforms?
Also, like the same. Some platforms they don't really fit my. Sometimes my profile, maybe the content. It depends, but like every platform, whenever I want to share something, I don't share the same thing everywhere. Sometimes, let's say TikTok, I'm not heavily active on TikTok. Because I try TikTok, but some videos can really work well. Some others, they don't work. So I don't just post for the sake of posting and trying my luck,
Now, in terms of the creation of the content, of course, we've talked about that the written content can be created by AI. Just before the podcast recording, we were talking that even the videos now can be recorded by the AI.
Yeah.
And you showed us a video. Do you want to show that again?
Yeah,
it was absolutely crazy that AI avatar can actually make a huge difference. It can save a lot of time and yet deliver the content that you want to deliver. Do you want to show that?
Yeah, we can definitely.
Yeah. So, do you want to turn it on now?
Yeah. So the thing is that when we work with AI, so this is one of the AI tools that can help you just shoot yourself. So you can clone and have an AI version of you. And then later on, so if you want to shoot in another language to reach different audience, it depends on the business. if you want to maybe create more content, so you can use AI to create more content. So the thing here is that what I did, I was talking about this feature actually.
Yeah.
It's available in application called Captions AI.
Yeah.
So Captions is for subtitles, but also it works to create your AI twin. So you shoot yourself in different setups, and then all you have to do later on is to work on the content, the idea, the script, upload it to the application, and without shooting, without anything, it will create the video for you. And it can also do the editing. So
Wow.
yeah, which is like
Super crazy. Do you want to play it?
yeah. So that
Which
was
one is original?
the initial one. Yeah.
Yeah.
These are all AI. So I talked in different languages, and yeah, it's good to see like
Yeah. And what kind of response did you get out of this video?
Actually, it went like the results were great.
Yeah.
People were saving the video because they are interested in this feature.
Yeah.
So it shows also the interest in AI and shares as well. So yeah.
There are other people who are using this as well, but are you seeing this trend increasing or picking up now? It'll make things easier for the creators to just clone themselves and then just replicate, make quick videos.
We can already see so many AI brands. So we can create an AI brand, which is this person or this avatar. It can be a twin of a real person, or maybe like a new person or avatar created. So we have already a lot of brands, companies creating their AI brand, sharing good content, getting engagement, going viral. So yeah, it is a big thing. But also it needs time because we need to create the right content. So we need to know how to use AI to create content that will definitely get good results. Yeah.
Now, latest trends, I was doing some research some time back. Gen Z, for example, doesn't use Google that much. There's a huge drop in the numbers in terms of their use of Google as a search engine. They rather go to ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Now, of course, if they continue to do it, the trend will continue to rise and eventually will reach a point where Google could potentially become irrelevant. What is your take on this?
If our audience maybe is not Gen Z, what will we doing then, So we want to reach our people where they are. So that's why going back to the strategy and studying the audience. If our audience is to reach Gen Z, we need to check their behavior. If they are not using Google, we reach them maybe somewhere else, And if our audience is, let's say, using Google and using AI, we also need to find the right strategy. And by the way, now ChatGPT, they are working on a new social app, like a social media platform. So still, like we should expect something like
that's quite interesting to hear.
Yeah,
very, very interesting. I mean, they'll create social media app and do what exactly? I don't know.
So imagine like
what is the info out there?
So we just heard that it's a social media app. Definitely, it's gonna compete with the other platforms that Instagram, Facebook, other platforms, but we don't have any expectations yet. But imagine like a social media app powered by AI. So
so then you can expect that more and more people are moving towards ChatGPT. I mean, currently I mentioned Gen Z, but I see ads all the time on social media aimed at people over 50, for example, trying to convince them start using the AI because the AI is the future. If your website has the AI content, right?
Yeah, it can affect the ranking. On Google.
That is indirectly it's a penalty, right? It doesn't help you grow in rankings.
So we need to humanize the content, but also there are so many tools, not only Google, they can detect the AI. So if you search for AI detectors, there are hundreds of tools, So it is like really important, but going back to people using AI, still for today, people think that AI is an app, So AI is not an app. It is something that changing the entire game of marketing, of digital marketing.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
it's not a choice. It's not about if would you like to start using AI or not. If you're not using AI, you're definitely behind. You know,
Yeah.
and we can feel it with content creation on social media, on all over the platforms. So if people are still and applying, let's say, the strategies of 2023, 2024, they are behind and you can feel it. Even like if you're applying strategies, maybe there are new strategies. Recently, we heard about them or we started applying them 3 months ago. Sometimes some strategies are already outdated, you know? So that's why the world is evolving. We need to adapt. Smart people adapt. And AI using it, it doesn't only make the work faster, but also it can generate better results if we feed it with our smart brain.
Yeah, but then the content that is given to you by the AI, it has to be then enhanced to bring in a human touch,
Exactly.
right? Even if you want to use it on a website or on social media, you have to create your own thing using the AI content.
Yeah.
Can't leave it to the AI to give you the entire thing and then you milk it and somehow expect results.
Yeah, because
Right.
now AI can do the basic stuff, you know, like not basic, but I mean in content creation, you can come up with ideas, some ideas. It can write content, definitely, write a lot of content, analyze as well. But when it comes to emotions, we need to feed AI with emotions,
Correct.
you know?
Correct.
So this is how we add our
And
touch.
at the end of the day, marketing is all about emotions.
Yeah, true.
If you're not able to trigger the emotions of your audience through your ads or through your posts or videos, then there's nothing that you've done.
Yeah, exactly.
You've actually failed at your attempts.
Yeah.
So marketing is all about emotions. It is about attention. Grabbing attention is the absolute key. If you're not able to hold the attention of audience, then you're gone.
Yeah.
And we've been talking about hooks, of course. And the average time for a hook is how much? Is it 1 second, 1.5 seconds?
A hook can be a visual hook.
Yeah.
Let's say when you start with a zoom, for
Yeah.
example, for your face, or it depends on the video. Sometimes when you a move in the video, let's say I walk and then I jump into the camera. So this is a hook. It's a visual hook.
Yeah.
And the hook in the scripts that we see now, people, they are using this hook a lot. It's when you start with a catchy message, you know,
Yeah.
or a catchy, you know, title or something. So this should be like around 3-4 seconds, the first sentence. But again, I've heard it also from a few people that they are going viral sometimes, but they are not getting sales. You know, so going back to the purpose. So is it the purpose just to go viral, or what's the purpose of
Yeah, maybe they're becoming
video?
famous, but they're not getting the business. That's the
what's the
that's the
point?
lost cause, actually.
So sometimes it
Yeah.
can impact the image
Yeah.
in a negative way, you know. So we really
Yeah.
should be careful about this. Like
Yeah.
we use the hook, but link it to the main purpose and the main goal of the business.
So the hook is visual, or it could be an audio, it could be anything that actually grabs attention in the first few seconds.
Yeah,
And if you are able to hold on to the audience, then they are hooked.
exactly.
Absolutely. If you just fast forward, let's say 10 years from now, where do you see this digital marketing?
I see new social media apps for sure.
Okay.
AI dominating, definitely. But there's something important that for now we're trying to understand people's behavior, to understand their needs. I believe in 10 years, 80% of the marketing will be predictive analysis. So we will know what are their needs, what do they expect, without doing so much efforts on this. Because now with the AI, we already have predictive analysis. So there are some tools that can help you predict what are the trends for the upcoming period and upcoming years. So imagine in 10 years, with this evolving, how predictive analysis will be. So I believe things will be more clear in terms of audience behavior, understanding the goals, the needs, and this also will affect the content. So you start creating more content to directly reach the right people. It's definitely challenging because if everything is clear, what is the effort? So here comes also to our strategy and how we adapt to these changes.
What I normally say is that 95% of the businesses actually fail within the first 5 years. There are many, many reasons for that. Of course, I mean, they don't understand their mission, vision. They can't develop teams. They don't know how to sell. They don't know how to market. And this is one of the most important things, digital marketing for any business to succeed in the current and modern era, the future. They need to understand marketing and very specifically digital marketing.
True.
And if we fail to understand digital marketing, there's going to be very, very little chance to actually grow the brand.
Yeah, and you know what? Like in terms of companies, since we're mentioning like why sometimes they fail, and 95% it's a huge number.
Yeah.
So when it comes also to small companies, medium and big companies, now some companies they are training their teams. Some others they are just like relying on AI to do things, to execute.
Yeah.
But for me to succeed, we need to train teams on how to be really strategic, not just doing the execution. And those who execute, they need to be smart in execution, not just like do the work and enter this routine of doing the work. So we need to adapt to changes, step backward just a little bit, think of everything that we're doing. How can we make it smarter? How can we integrate our brain, our human touch with it, so we can execute smarter? And those who are strategic, they can lead the way, and definitely they will stay ahead.
What are the major mistakes that they're making at the moment?
The mistake is that sometimes we do, and we are busy creating and doing, like the meetings and everyday stuff. But sometimes there is a gap that we're not already allocating enough time to monitor and to analyze. So data is important, and analyzing the data is the main push that we can really consider to grow a business. So if we're doing a lot, maybe we're doing something differently, or maybe we're doing something wrong. So if we don't identify the gap, we are always busy. We are working, but if we work differently, the results will be much better, Or sometimes I see businesses, they understand there is a gap, but sometimes it's a bit too late. Or maybe they spend thousands for nothing, So analysis, it's important. And believe me, like even today, not all businesses, they spend on analysis. We execute, we create content, we share content, we check the results, like if it goes viral, if it gets engagement. But how much time we sit and assess, these are the pieces of content that we shared, the marketing campaigns that we created this month. We analyze every single video post, target audiences we created, and we see if any optimization is needed. So the optimization should not be like monthly. It should be recurrent with the amount of content being created.
Given the importance of the digital marketing and upcoming trends, you think this is something that entrepreneurs or small businesses should really outsource, or this is something they should take charge of and be personally involved?
Look, it's not wrong to outsource. If I'm with delegation and outsourcing sometimes, if we don't have time and we know our focus will be on what we are expert in, it's fine. But we need to take a charge in knowing what's happening. So I need to be educated enough if I have a business. So if I outsource, I know what's going right, what's going wrong, and if I'm investing on the right place, So outsourcing is fine if I don't have time to, or maybe I don't want just like to do things on my own, because building a team outsourcing with the right companies is great. But we need to assess and to understand what's happening, because this is the business,
Yeah, the point of view that the point of view I have is that, of course, you can potentially outsource your digital marketing, but personal branding is something you can't, because the entrepreneurs of today and the founders of today have to have presence somewhere.
Yeah.
That is something, can they outsource, or should they be passionately involved and they've been doing this on their own.
Yeah, look, it depends on the character, but the
Mm.
personal brand nowadays is important because people trust people. Okay, so even if the branding is very nice, the logo, everything, but who's behind this company? You know.
Yeah.
So if we think about it, we can see that the maybe the most famous people, they are famous for a reason. You know. So their character, the way they deal with stuff, the way they are strategizing the company. So a personal brand for me, it is a must because a brand can lead to a success of the company, you know. But it depends on the character. If someone wants this, if they like it,
Yeah.
uh, for me, it's a must, definitely,
Yeah.
you know. But I mean, if we're going towards not applying this, we need to be aware that we should at least monitor, check, and have a personal brand.
Yeah.
You know, like to develop a personal brand
Yeah.
because that's important.
Absolutely important. So AI is giving us the content and the ideas and what have you at the moment. Let's fast forward 10 years from now on. Do you think AI will give us things like food, anything that you think of? Will it be able to create those things or maybe assemble those things together and bring them to you?
Look, AI in so many companies now, they are, AI is creating something, like is assembling. So in the machine learning and with the advancement that we have in the technology, AI is doing a lot already in the companies that they are applying AI. Now, when it comes to creating food, definitely we can see something like this. You know, if you have the the details and all the ingredients, if you can say the recipe, we can see some machines working, and you know, like big companies already now in the warehouses, machines and AI and analysis is working towards, you know, assembling, organizing the products, sending to deliveries. So it is already happening.
10 years down the line, it might replace human beings altogether in this context. I mean, they might be working in farms and factories, and everything can then be done by AI essentially.
Yeah, it's so many jobs now. They are already replaced. Like if we say on assembling in warehouses,
Yeah.
definitely job count is being reduced sometimes. In content creation and the content writing, copywriting, sometimes yes, we can see that people are relying more on AI. But for me, let's say you brought it up like the food. The food is an experience, right? So even if AI is doing stuff, then we need the human to check the experience if this is the experience that we want to deliver, you know. So it might reduce um, the people behind the
Yeah,
job
the
being
number of
made.
people would be reduced significantly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, at some point, it might just replace about 90% of the people. What would those 90% people do at that point in time?
Today, they need to start adapting and start doing AI, understanding what's happening so they can stay ahead of the game. They can use AI, they can evolve and develop. So this way, we don't reach.
Yeah, I guess new industries will be created. Same thing happened when we had the internet. People talked that a lot of the jobs will be lost, and then we had the iPhone. A lot of the industries were replaced by the iPhone. New industries came into being as well at the same time, and then we had the social media. Right,
Yeah.
the entire storm of the social media was created essentially by the iPhone because people had everything in their mobiles or on their mobiles. I think new industries will pop up. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah. Look, last year I was saying that AI won't replace a human.
Yeah.
It will replace those who are not adapting to AI and not developing themselves.
Yeah.
Being realistic, this is completely true. But AI is already replacing a few, like at least basic job, if you can say, and the ones that we mentioned. But still, those who are working with AI, they are already now confident that they are ahead. They know what they are doing. They are making things smarter and faster, integrating their strategies with the best AI tools, finding new tools every day. And by the way, there is a tool that can help you come up with the idea. So you mentioned that usually we think of ideas, but there is also now an AI tool. It's called Idea Map.
Really?
AI.
Okay.
It can generate ideas for you, you know, so it can
Are they
generate.
pure human-like ideas, or they're just based on an algorithm.
No, it's
Sixth
ideas.
Sense,
Yeah,
you're saying?
yeah.
Completely unique?
It's an AI tool. Yeah, it's called Idea Map.
Okay.
It can generate ideas and visualize the ideas, group them into different categories
Right.
for a company, different departments, different occasions, and whatever. And then you can take these ideas, develop them more into internally, and with other AI tools. Like
We're talking about the ideas that didn't exist at all anywhere.
sometimes the ideas exist definitely
Yeah.
because it's AI at the end. But if you also dig deeper in the prompt, you personalize it more for the business,
Mhm.
and you use, you add your human touch. So the ideas can be new ideas, and you can do them. So we're getting there. Like it is evolving a lot.
So the moment the AI has its own way of thinking, its own intuition, I think that is the point when the existence of humans will become questionable. Because I was reading this book, Singularity is Near.
Mhm.
There will be a point where humans and machines will merge.
Mhm.
It's going to be happening very soon.
Interesting.
It's going to be
Yeah.
very hard to distinguish between a human and a machine. And that is a scary picture.
Yeah, yeah. We can see already some
Yeah.
AI avatars. Sometimes at the first impression, we can feel like it's a real person. So imagine like with the development in the coming years.
Yeah.
It is scary, but yeah, for me, it's really very important to understand this.
Yeah.
To be aware and to keep
Correct.
developing.
Now, what is the importance of user-generated content in social media and also digital marketing in general?
It is important to have user-generated content because, as you know, like people will trust people talking about something, showing their experience. But here there is like a small challenge that sometimes people creating those content, they should be really genuine, sharing the real experience, delivering the right message. This way, it can be very powerful. It can boost also the credibility and the brand image.
Of course, people trust people. Generally, when the content is published by other people, it can bring in huge element of trust. Elie, thank you so much for joining me today. You've delivered, I think, a masterclass today on digital marketing. Really, thinking about the future, understanding the AI, and understanding how to utilize it, and how many people are actually going to be left behind if you don't actually use the AI and the technology going forward in terms of creating the content and engaging
Yeah.
with your audience. I think this is the only way forward to achieve 10x growth.
Definitely. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. I also enjoyed the conversation.
Thank you.
And yeah, thanks.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Elie. I created Think and Grow 10x because I believe that everyone has the potential to break through barriers and to achieve extraordinary success. If this video today brought you closer to your goals, then give it a like and share it with someone who's ready to take their journey of growth. Until next time, keep believing, keep thinking, and keep growing 10x.